So today I'm doing my second video, and as you can see here, I have my little Velcro dog here, right next to me like always. So just to start off, I'm talking about my experience of my vegetarianism slash veganism, and yeah, basically that's it. And I'm just gonna talk about a few points that I wrote down, so we'll just get started. So my first point that I wanted to say was, I am the only vegetarian slash vegan that I know. So if you're feeling like you're the only one, like it's hard because nobody else in your family is vegetarian, vegan, trust me, I know how that feels. And it's gonna be hard. Obviously it's gonna be hard because, especially for Mexicans, I don't know about other cultures, but dude, if you reject your grandmother's cooking, if you reject your mother's cooking or whatever, like, they're legit gonna get hurt. Like, you're hurting you're rejecting them. Like, this is their cooking, like their love through food for you. Like, so it's just a big lifestyle change that's gonna happen, and your family might not agree with it. And I mean, that's all I need to say about that. I mean, just to give you an example, literally my mom calls me all the time and like just plain out asks me, so what do you eat? Like, I thought like vegans and vegetarians were lying and like were exaggerating when they would say that like people think that they eat like lettuce all day or something. But like, I think my mom really thinks that, because she like legit just asks me like, what do you even eat? Like, what do you eat? Like, that's literally what she asked. So yeah, just know that you are gonna feel alone, but luckily there's social media, because I follow a bunch of vegan Mexican people. Trust me, they're out there. And I'm pretty sure there's a vegan for every culture, so there you go. Anyway, so that was my first point, that I'm the only vegan I know. My second point is, okay, so going vegetarian. I started off, well, I'm still a vegetarian technically, because I have my slip-ups every once in a while and I still consume dairy, as you could tell. I don't know if you could tell, but look how red my cheeks are because I had dairy last week. And look, I got a pimple, and I haven't gotten a pimple in like, since I went vegetarian. By the way, last week, it was 3 months vegetarian. Whoop, whoop. So yeah, so anyways, back to me transitioning to vegetarian. So I basically cut meats, all of them out in like overnight. And you know what? I could say overnight. The reason that I hesitate to say overnight, because for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I actually stopped eating meats, I was like thinking about it a lot. Like, it was like, I would feel bad every time I would eat meat. Like, it was starting not to taste good to me. Like, literally, like, my taste buds were like reacting weird to it, just because I was watching like animal neglect videos and animal abuse videos and stuff, because I wanted to get educated on what's really going on with your food, what you're really consuming in your body. And you know what? I could tell you right now, any person that watches those videos and could just be like, well, it's still good for you. I don't think you can. I mean, people don't go vegan and vegetarian because they don't watch these videos. If you would watch these videos, I mean, like, for example, last week it was my birthday, and I chose, of course, to go to a vegan place. And so my mom, my brother, and my boyfriend and his family, his mom, we all went to a vegan Mexican restaurant. So they have like tacos and like super fries and stuff like that. And it's like, I think it's all just tofu. and they just season it like asada, pastor, stuff like that. So anyway, so my mom did not like it. I could tell right away. And yes, being vegan is a little bit more expensive if you're gonna go out to restaurants. If you're gonna cook at home, I mean, it's super cheap. But going out to restaurants, that's where people get the impression that being vegan and vegetarian is super expensive when it's not. So my mom right off the bat was put off from that. And then I could just see it in her face that she didn't like it. And then my boyfriend's mom didn't hesitate to say she didn't like it. So yeah, you're gonna see that with like going out to vegan and vegetarian restaurants. So anyway, but back to my point. So my brother didn't know that the way we get cheese and milk is by impregnating a cow, which I didn't really want to scare them and shock them, but I would have said they rape a cow. They rape a cow to impregnate her, and then right when she's born, right when the baby is born, they take her away so we could get all the milk. I mean, female cows are just like human females. They need to be pregnant to give out milk, and my brother didn't know that. See, America's just misinformed. Like, it's just ridiculous. So anyways, so you're gonna like, I was informing myself about all that. So 2 or 3 weeks before I went vegetarian, I was already thinking about going there. So my last non-vegetarian meal was, I think, a turkey burger that I had made with, like, I used to make turkey burgers with like ground turkey and then a bunch of, oh, thanks for the shot, Ro, that's like golden. He lost my train of thought right there, dude. Anyway, so yeah, my last meal was like a turkey burger with like ground turkey and a bunch of veggies in it, and then I just grill it and stuff. So that was my last meal, and then I just woke up and I was like, that's it, I'm going vegetarian. I'm not eating meat anymore. No fish, no seafood, no nothing. Because apparently some people don't think that seafood is meat. Like, dude, it's an animal. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I basically started my vegetarian journey. And I mostly eat vegan. Like, most of my meals are vegan. The only reason that I say that I'm vegetarian is because I do consume dairy once in a while. Like hot Cheetos. Did you know that hot Cheetos have milk in them? What the fuck, dude? Like, I told my coworker that and he didn't know that. Like, nobody like reads the labels on their food. Like, nobody cares. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I have a problem with hot Cheetos and I need to freaking stop because they come from a cow. But that's another story. Anyways, let's move on to my list. So next on my little point chart here. Oh, well, speaking of that, speaking of my consumption of dairy, my other point was going to be, if you're doing this transition and you have a slip up or a mistake, one mistake or one slip up, you're just going to give up. You're just going to be like, oh wow. That means you're not fully committed. Because even though I have my slip ups, you know what? The next day, I'm like salads, deliciousness, goodness, whole foods, fruits. Like, I've been consuming a lot more fruits lately. And even though I had my dairy slip up, I'm like consuming fruits and like all the good stuff too. So it's like, you know, like, you're gonna get through it. Eventually, you're gonna get to the days where you're not making any mistakes. And before you know it, you're vegetarian and vegan. And that's my goal, to get to be vegan completely 100%. So let's do this, guys, together. My next point is be proud. Be proud to be vegetarian. Be proud to be vegan. I say that I'm vegetarian/vegan, and some people may get mad or tell me, oh, don't put your label as vegan because you're not really vegan. Who cares about labels? I don't. Do you? So just be proud of who you are. Oh, okay, speaking of that, speaking of labels, don't push people to be vegetarian or vegan. Yes, when they ask, yes, you could answer and respond and help people out, but do not force it on people. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't force it on anybody except my boyfriend. Why? Because he lives with me and I care about him and I love him. I mean, not to say that I don't love my family or anybody, but it's much harder to fight somebody on something that they don't want to do. Like, my boyfriend is actually interested in this and is open to the idea and loves animals, and he has to understand that, you know, his compassion for animals should reflect everything else, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, so yeah, just don't push people. I mean, one day the world will be vegan, trust. It's not only good for yourself, it's good for the environment, it's good for animals, obviously, and like, it's just like a win-win. Like, how is that? Anyways, but yeah, don't push people. Okay, and then my big, I think that's it. Oh, my last note is just gonna be, when you're doing this transition of being vegetarian and vegan, you're gonna notice that a lot of the things that you used to consume or the places that you used to go, you have to completely change everything. And like, you start losing your, like, for example, my favorite restaurants used to be King Taco, which is, if you're not from California, which is like a Mexican place. And it's just like, I used to have like carne asada burritos all the freaking time. Like, seriously, all the freaking time. I consumed it way too much. It's disgusting for me to even think about that right now. But that was like my #1 favorite place. Second favorite place, Wingstop. Those poor little chickens. That was like my favorite 2 things to eat. Could you believe that? And I'm freaking vegetarian now. Like, it is ridiculous and crazy to even think. Like, I'm telling you, like, every vegan said I could never be vegan once in their life. They did. Because that was me. I could never be vegan. I could never be vegetarian. That's crazy. That's nonsense. Like, what the hell? Like, my mom, what the hell will I eat? So, I mean, it's possible, guys. Be strong. Don't let anybody stop you on your path. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to update you guys. Hey! It came in the mail. So I'll be doing a review on this. And I'm also reading, just so you know, I'm also reading these 2 books, and I'll also do a review on them too. This one is Chakra Healing. I'm like halfway done. And Crystals for Healing. This one's more of a, kind of like a crystal dictionary. So I don't think I'll do a review on this one. But I'll definitely do a review on this one and The Secret. So stick around for that. Alright, so I guess that's all for now, guys. And until my next video, with love and gratitude from Val.